sports desk of Royal FM for Sports Hour. Sports Hour is a sports program in English in which we give you a full dose of sports news, interviews, commentaries, reports in Cameroon, Africa, and the world. Sports Hour is here to start on Royal FM 88.4 stereo. Program in English in which we give you a full dose of sports news, interviews, commentaries, reports in Cameroon, Africa, and the world. FM 88.4 stereo.
Hello, good afternoon, midweek greetings from the Thompson studio of Reality.4 FM. My name is Biwa Brian and signing in is sports program which comes up every Wednesdays to keep you all updated, informed around the world of sports. Coming up today on sports, we are going to be looking at the entirety of the 2025 sports calendar in Cameroon across all the more than 50 sport federations in the country. We have the Cameroon Cup final, which has been slated to take off this Sunday, to be presided over by the Prime Minister, Head of Government, Chief Dr. Joseph Dion Gote. And so on today's edition of the program, we are going to be doing an overview of some of the federations who have been flamboyant across the nation and out of the country across the 2025 sports calendar. I invite you to join me on today's edition of the program, where we are going to have a valuable debate to dissect which federation has done better in Cameroon and out of Cameroon. Joining me to ensure that today's program is successful, I have with me on the technical dashboard Romuald Ekume. For production assistance, Evans Williams Jobati. Editorial coaching is done for us by Abel Belasa. My coordination is coming in from the station's manager Roger Kiek, and for general supervision, the Reverend Pastor Bisai Emmanuel Noel. Do not go away as I treat you to this gospel interlude. I'll be right back.
That's fine. Hey, by grace I did. I did. By grace I did. Among the queen, they get evidence. Say God he do. Somebody does. By grace I do. I've only come this far by grace. I know He started it to finish this race. Yes, I trust Him. Oh, my future.
Before delving into today's edition of the program Sports Hour, Wednesday regular, we take out some time to talk about the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program, which is going to usher us into today's edition of the program Sports Hour, which is intended to be a special edition where we are going to do an overview of a majority of the federations in the country. The Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program, as earlier on highlighted, the MASO initiative, is an initiative that has been brought at the disposal of several Cameroonians, at the disposal of many persons living within and out of Yaoundé, wherever you may find yourself. It is an initiative that has been brought to you all to elevate you from the shackles of poverty. An initiative that has been brought to accompany you in your daily endeavors, be it financially, be it legal-wise, be it materially, or which other way. Because the Mutual Assistance has a couple of things that it stands to give you in terms of benefits, just because you've registered and you've identified as a mutualist. Some of the things that you stand to benefit, they are actually categorized in 3 different categories. You can benefit cash prizes, and these cash prizes range from 100,000 CFA francs stretching through to 2 million CFA francs. These are sums of money that a lot of persons have won in the last 5 editions. And just so you know, we are currently in the 6th edition of this initiative, which means that we are currently banking on continuity, consistency. They have consistently done this for 5 editions, and here is the 6th edition, which is ongoing, registration ongoing across all the registration points. Like I was earlier on highlighting, we have cash prizes which ranges from 100,000 CFA francs right through to 2 million CFA francs. These cash prizes are split into different sums of money. There's 100,000 CFA francs, there is 500,000 CFA francs, there's 1 million, there's 2 million, and so on. Aside from cash prizes, we equally have material prizes that you stand to benefit just by registering for this initiative. These material prizes include villa houses. Villa houses that has been won by several persons. There are persons today who are living in houses that they got just because they registered for this initiative, the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program. Aside from these villa houses, you can equally have personal vehicles to ease your transportation, perhaps from one location to another, from one city to another, and so on. You can equally have taxis to use for commercial services. You can use your taxi to be able to generate income on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, or whichever way you deem it worthy to reap off the income from these taxis. You can have tricycles that can help you for your businesses in terms of transporting your stocks or doing whatever. These are some of the things that you stand to benefit materially. Aside from these material prizes, I've already spoken about material prizes and cash prizes. We equally have assistance. There are different forms of assistance that are brought to your doorstep just because you said, oh, I want to register for the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program MASO. And one of them is the health benefit. We all know that health is one integral part and one very important part of our day-to-day living. You need to be healthy. You need to be very fine health-wise in order to be able to carry out with other activities. Health is one of the most fundamental things that every human being needs nowadays, and here is one of the advantages that you stand to get just by registering for the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program. Now, by health assistance, here is how it goes. You actually benefit this health assistance at the Mamouy Hospital Complex, which is located in Kwabang. Just by registering for this initiative, there is a certain percentage cut you are going to benefit on all your bills at the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program, and these discounts doesn't just apply to you alone. These discounts can equally apply to a few other friends or family members you are going to select, and they are going to be recognized there. That is, each time that these your friends you've selected and given their names there, or your family members, they will equally be able to benefit from this slash discounts on all their bills at the Mamouy Hospital Complex. Note that this advantage applies only to those who go for medical services at the Mamouy Hospital Complex, which is located at Nouvelle Road, Kwabang. Aside from the health benefits, aside from the health discounts you benefit, you can have other assistance like the legal assistance that is given to mutualists. With legal assistance, you know, there are some persons that maybe every now and then you tend to get into some legal squabbles, and it is almost always difficult for you to be able to get out of there victorious. It is almost always difficult for you to be able to conjure yourself around it. The mutual assistants will accompany you in such a situation. That is, if you're registered for this initiative, you have a legal worry, do you have any legal battles you would want to fight, do you have anything you would want to do legally, the mutual assistants can assist you with this. With a well-trained legal team, with a legal team that works with the mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program, they can be able to lead you through this process. Aside from legal assistance, we equally have other assistance like marriage. Are you a mutualist and you spend some certain years with the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program? They are going to accompany you through your marriage with an envelope that is going to go a long way to help you in that endeavor. Aside from that, they equally accompany you in a situation where you are bereaved. Now, if you're bereaved, the mutual assistance is going to assist you. That is depending on the seniority you have with the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program. This advantage doesn't apply to those who just registered this year. You must have spent a couple of years with the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program before you would be able to reap off these particular benefits. There are several other assistance that can be brought to you, like the construction of borehole services in a particular neighborhood. But for this one to happen, you need to register for the mutual assistance, and other persons of your locality would equally have to register. And then you write an appeal address to the organ that takes care of the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program, where you would want the borehole to be constructed, and so on, and they are going to take it up from there. All these things I'm saying are things that have been benefited by several persons in the last 5 editions, and now may just be your own opportunity to be able to reap off the benefits. Is it from the cash prizes, the material prizes, or from the assistance? It may be your own opportunity to be able to reap off any of these benefits. And now know that the big question, now that we already know what you stand to benefit by registering for the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program, the big question in your mind currently now, I guess, is how do you get yourself enrolled for this initiative? The process has been made very easy by the organizers. You just need to head over to any of the Group Prenapro Finance SA agencies located within and out of Yaoundé. You ask to get enrolled for the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program. They are going to make the process completely easy for you. After your registration, you would need to give in a contribution of 26,000 CFA francs, 26,000 CFA francs, and then you are eligible to be called a mutualist. And recall that it is only when you are a mutualist that you stand an opportunity to reap off any of these benefits. The advantageous thing here is that with that 26,000 CFA francs, you do not need to pay the entirety of the money. You can decide to pay in installments that are going to suit you. For all those who started registering for the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program when registration into the C edition started, 100 francs on a daily basis will land you at 26,000 CFA francs across 1 year. Recall the deadline for registration is in June 29, and by then, if you have not completed the entirety of the 26,000 CFA francs, I'm sorry, you are not eligible to be called a mutualist, which therefore means that you cannot reap any of the benefits. In the past, they have had situations where persons have registered and have not given the complete sum of money, and that does not permit you to be a mutualist. It does not permit you to stand a chance to reap off any of these benefits. So for you to reap off these benefits, the first thing is that you must get yourself enrolled, and the next thing is that you must give in your entirety of that 26,000 CFA francs. Like I've said, you do not need to contribute the entirety at a go. You can decide to pay in installments, but the most important thing is that by June, which is the deadline, you must have given in all the 26,000 CFA francs. Now, coming into this year's edition, like I earlier on highlighted, we have had several editions of the Mutual Assistance and Solidarity Program, and coming in for this edition, there has been some new modifications to be able to assist the mutualists, to be able to assist all those who are registering into this initiative. One of them is that the registration brackets have been separated into 3. Initially, you just register, but now they have divided it into Maso Classic, we have Maso Corporate, and then we have Maso Senior. For Maso Corporate, this is for persons who want to register as a group. If you don't want to register individually, you want to register as a family, perhaps as an enterprise, as a company, as a business, as a Njangi house. In as much as it involves you registering in a group, you have to go in for that category, which is the Maso Corporate. Now, for those who are registering in this group, you have different advantages that are going to be built in to suit this particular category. You equally have the Maso Classic, which is for persons who are much more younger, and then Maso Senior for those who we can literally classify as adults. So that is it about the brackets for Maso Classic, for Maso Senior, and then the Maso Corporate. Aside from this, another innovation that has been brought in for the Mutual